Hello guys, Martin aka Dolan here with a brand new video. You've probably seen my latest video, which was about the changes in the LEC format, but you know, with the new season come many changes, and not only to the format but also to the teams. So after all the rumors we heard this off season, I finally decided to do this video as we have somewhat of a more stable prediction, if I can say so, about the new rosters that we're going to have. So important news, a lot of new and old people coming back or coming up to the scene. We're gonna see what are those rosters. I'm gonna give my personal thoughts on these guys and how they're probably gonna perform throughout the new 2023 season. So what you see in front of your eyes is actually a Word file that I created quite quickly, I think yesterday, which contains on the left the old roster, meaning the roster from 2022, and on the right side the what the so-called rumored roster, or I would say the new roster of each team on the right. And with red I have the players that will not be playing for that team this year, and on the right side the new players coming in, and with white are the players that are staying, they're not moving. So first thing first, it's Astralis, our least favorite. I don't know if I can say favorite because I like this team. Probably I would say one of the worst performing teams, at least throughout the last couple of years in the LEC. So the old roster would be changed. We have Vizicachi and Xerxes. Sorry, I don't know why I have Zanzaro here. That's a bit strange. Anyway, so Xerxes will be going out of Astralis, and we have Finn and 113 coming into the lineup. Now, 113, for those of you who don't know, he used to be the jungler of Carmine Corp with the team. He actually won EU Masters Spring 2022. He's the type of jungler that is quite aggressive. He likes to play those heavy skirmish junglers like Lee Sin, Xin Zhao, Viego. I haven't seen him that much on tanks, but he will definitely need to play some if he wants to convert into the LEC, because we know that obviously the level is a little bit higher compared to the LFL. Yeah, some important achievements he had so far have been the fact that by the age of 14 he was already challenger. I mean, I've never been challenger, which is, yeah, I guess he's good, you know. And by the age of 15 he had 4 different accounts in challenger. He also played a little bit in the Spanish league for Giants. I think overall, without haven't seen well, I mean, I haven't seen that many games of him. I've only seen a couple of ones, but I think he has a lot of potential, especially in this lineup. I think overall Astralis, with this current lineup with Finn, Dayor, Kobe, and Jonghun, they have some potential. I definitely don't think that they will be a tier 1 team. Maybe around the middle of the pack, maybe once again we're gonna see them struggling. I'm not really sure. Now with Finn, I have high expectations for him. I've always had high expectations because I feel like he's a type of player from which you can expect to be solid, right? When you look at Finn, he can play the aggressive top laners, he can play the tank top laners, but it seems like he just cannot convert. I mean, he's a good player. Mechanically, he is really, really, I don't want to say insane, but decent. But then somehow he's just not able to win those important games. He had a tough period back on COG. Now in Europe, he got reverse swept by FNATIC while he was on Excel. And we'll see how this one goes. I feel like this will be one of the last opportunities he will get to prove himself. So I'm definitely looking forward to him stepping up and making Astralis a good team, I guess. For the Yora, Kobe, and Jonghun, I feel like especially Jonghun actually stepped up massively throughout the last split. I mean, Kobe is good. He has always been good. Dayor is kind of a player that you never know what to expect from him. He'll have some good games, he'll have some bad games, but I think if he steps up together with the rest of Astralis, then maybe we can see them in top 6. Why not? Overall, I would call this an upgrade. with a question mark. Because Vizicachi and Xerxes as players, they used to be really good, so I'm not really sure with having a rookie, but let's say an upgrade with question mark. Now, the second team that we have on the list is Excel. Some huge changes coming on to Excel. We have basically Patrick, the last man standing from the old roster. He will be playing, though, with some really interesting and good players, like Odo Amne in the top lane, Xerxes in jungle, VTO in mid, and Targamas as support. You can see from my notes that they have left only their franchise player, and those are some insane acquirings. I mean, Odo Amne, he reached the quarterfinals of this year's World Championship. Obviously, he is and has been a good player for the last couple of years. Xerxes, I really like this combination between Odo Amne and Xerxes. I think for this team, especially having a jungler like Xerxes who can play aggressive, who can play those AP picks, who can make sure to cover the rest of the map while having a top laner that can play weak side is super massive for Xerxes. Odo Amne is the type of player that would always go for tanks. I mean, he has been known for his tanky playstyle, and especially in the current meta, I think this will pay off. I mean, the changes in the offseason, so far at least, by November 22nd, have been such that they favor the tank players. And they also favor AP junglers, so we know that Xerxes has this tendency of going with AP junglers. So this top jungle duo seems quite nice. Well, we have VTO on mid lane. I mean, VTO, he was the MVP last year, I believe. Was it last year or spring? I don't know, I'm not really sure. But yeah, he got the prize for MVP of the split. Has a lot of potential. I mean, he has been among Europe's top 3 mid laners for already maybe a year or 2 or 3, you can argue. An explosive mid laner, you can expect great things from him. So together with this new lineup, I think he will definitely pop up with help of Xerxes. Yeah, Patrick and Targamas, I would say a solid bot lane. We saw that Mickey X last year managed to open Patrick and step up his game. Now I expect the same from Targamas, especially after the fact that he was kind of thrown away from G2. Even though he had somewhat of a good 2 splits. I think he will be definitely looking forward to prove himself, and why not make it with this star lineup? Because if you look at the players, this is somewhat of a potential top 3 lineup, I guess, even though those are players that have not been on top, right? I mean, Odo Amne just won his first split. Xerxes has always been there among the best players, but kind of lost himself in the last couple of years. I mean, Video has been pumping up. Patrick, always solid, trying to carry Excel, but obviously it was not enough. And Targamas looking to prove himself. So yeah, lineup to have an eye on. I would consider this an upgrade and potential top 3. Because why not? Yeah, this is a team with high expectations and hungry to prove themselves. Now, FNATIC. Oh my god. REKKLES is back. REKKLES is back! Holy shit. I can say it. Holy poggers. Guys, oh my god. I didn't think that there would be changes. To be fair, I expected for the FNATIC roster to stay together. I mean, I think I made a video a couple of weeks ago where I said that this lineup has a lot of potential if they stay together, but oh my god, what a turn of events. I mean, FNATIC decided they just decided to leave Upset out of this whole roster and have REKKLES. I mean, look guys, REKKLES as a player is always poggers. I mean, he has definitely has been and is still, I would suggest, is still one of the best AD carries we have in Europe. Yes, you can argue he didn't have the best performance of his life in Karming Corp, even though they won Spring EU Masters. You know, we saw that during summer they lost. They didn't even qualify for the LFL finals, which was a big blow, I would say, to him and the rest of the players. But it's Rekkless. I mean, the last time he came back to Fnatic, they went 18-0. Nobody so far out of the whole LEC, like all the teams that have played in the LEC, all the teams haven't done an 18-0. But Rekkless and Fnatic did back in 2015. And I mean, this guy is definitely looking forward to once again prove why he is the best, why he is still capable of playing high-level League of Legends, and especially doing so with the Fnatic jersey. I mean, I said it a couple of years ago when he left, like in 2020. This was his biggest mistake. I mean, Rekkless is a type of player that is quite hungry to prove himself, to win the whole thing. I mean, he was quite close in 2019. Obviously, didn't manage to win the World Championship, but still, he is hungry. He's definitely looking forward to write his name on that trophy, right? And moving to G2 was a big mistake. I mean, he is the face of Fnatic. Like, everyone, apart from... No, okay, everyone, literally everyone thinks of Rekkless as a Fnatic player and not as a G2 player or nor as a Karming Corp player, right? He is the face of Fnatic. I mean, this is just history, right? He has been there, he has the success with this team. Yeah, he probably struggled a couple of times, but still, I mean, the success that he has with that team, or had in the past rather, is insane. So I think leaving Fnatic was a huge mistake. Let's see how this one would turn out. I don't think Rekkless has any other possibility. He has to make it work, right? He has a new support. Hulisang is also leaving Fnatic. I think this is quite logical. I don't think Huli particularly enjoyed playing with Rekkless. At least this is what I saw throughout the splits in which they played together. Even though they reached the finals, they were a great duo nonetheless, right? But still, I felt like Huli was definitely popping a little bit more with Upset than with Rekkless, right? And this is, I guess, just personal preference. They were a great duo, Upset and Hulisang, and it's quite sad that we're not going to see them anymore together. As also, Upset is not gonna play in the next LEC split, which I would say is just absolutely poggers. I mean, how can you leave? He literally solo carried Fnatic to Worlds. I mean, if it was not for Upset and his hold and, like, you know, his whole playstyle that managed to bring Fnatic out of extremely bad situations. If you remember the games against Excel, it was all Upset. If you remember also on Worlds, it was Upset. I mean, he also got a pentakill at Worlds. I mean, yeah, you literally say to the player that qualified you to Worlds and had an insane performance throughout the second part of the summer split, well, we don't need you anymore, right? Which is insane, and he also didn't find a team which is more insane. So yeah, this whole situation with Upset is quite desperate for him, I would say, but I truly believe that this guy will come back after one split or two splits, maybe next year, maybe this year, who knows. But it will be interesting to see how Rux plays together with Rekkless. Also how Rekkless would perform together with Wonder, because we know from several sources that in the past when they were in G2 it didn't quite work out. So I would say not an upgrade, but not a bad, how to call it? Not an upgrade, not a downfall. It will really depend on Rekkless, and if we're going to see Humanoid popping off the way he did throughout Worlds. Okay, Next team, it's G2. Now, G2 coming up with 3 changes. This was absolutely expected. To be fair, I only expected the Yankos and probably FNATIC or Targamas, one of the two. But they decided to completely change their bot lane, also their jungler. Now, we have Yike joining the roster, we have HANS, and we have Mickey Axe. First of all, I think that losing Yankos is actually a big loss. I think G2 lost a truly big amount of experience. Yankos overall has been and is continues to be a really smart jungler. Like, if you've seen like that video where he communicates with Caps, and he knows, he just expects that Caps will go for the aggressive mid play, so he sacrifices his camps to go and help him, right? And this is another level of reading the game. This is another level of understanding not only the game but also your teammates. So big respect for Yankos. He found a team eventually, you're gonna see, which is really nice. He has been around the scene for quite some time. I remember watching him back in 2013-14 when he was still in Rocket, and one could see that back then he was a really smart player, and he continues to perform on a really high level. Now, who is Yike? He's a Swedish jungler, 22 years of age. He comes out of the French team LDOC. They won LFL Summer, but unfortunately left actually EU Masters a bit, I don't want to say early, but they could have reached the finals. They were expected to reach the finals, but they lost to Heretics 1-3. Also lost the spring final of EU Masters 1-3 to Carmen Corp. Some unfortunate turn of events for the LDOC roster, but nonetheless, Yike, I would say, is one of the rookies to keep an eye on. I think he has some potential. He's also another aggressive jungler. He plays Lee Sin, Xin Zhao, Hecarim, Viego, also several games on tanks, but it's mostly single games, not a particular playstyle. What can I say for the bot lane though? Because bot lane is more interesting, right? We have HANS coming back to Europe, and Mickey Axe. Now, I think for Mickey, that's the best turn of events because, you know, he went to Excel after a small break. He popped up. He completely changed Excel. They managed to excel, I mean, in their game. Unfortunate turn of events with the sweep. I think that was, just a team effort that didn't pay off. But anyway, playing with HANS would be huge for Mickey. I feel like he has been a type of player that can play any style. HANS can play weak side. Mickey can roam. I think as a duo they can build a nice synergy because from what I've seen they at least seem a little bit similar. I mean, HANS as a player has always been more quiet, right? Not that explosive outside of the game, but inside of the game he's a god. For HANS, he had a tough period on Team Liquid. The whole Liquid project did not work out. He didn't show his full potential. He didn't play on the level on which we have been used to see him. And he'll be looking to redeem himself together with Mickey, build a strong bot lane to help out Caps and Broken Blade. And it will be quite key for Yike to support his team, I guess, because when you have 4 such players like Broken Blade, Caps, and Sam and Mickey, for a rookie it will be quite hard to pop up, and I don't think that his job would be going nuts, right? I mean, we saw what Yankos' job was. I expect the same from Yike. So for G2, I would say an upgrade. Absolutely, because of the bot lane. Yes, they lose Yankos, but still, I mean, HANS and Mickey on the roster would be huge. Now, next team is Mad Lions. 3 changes here. We have Armad, Unforgiven, and Kaiser leaving the team, and we have Chasey, Karzi, and Hulisang. Bot lane, absolutely insane bot lane. Once again, actually, this year we have quite some banger bot lanes. I mean, when you look at the rest of the rosters, we have Patrick and Torgemas, we have Komi and Jonghoon, we have REKKLES, Rux, HANS, Mickey, and now Karzi Hulisang. Now the big question mark is here, Karzi. Now, during last split, and not only last split, but during his time on Vitality, I felt like he underperformed. He underperformed massively. And the question is, can he go back to the form which he had throughout his time at Mad Lions? I think Hulisang can unlock Karzi, but the question is this going to be an aggressive bot lane? Because we've seen tendencies from Karzi to go for the trades. We know the professor, I mean, he's absolutely crazy. Like, sometimes you just ask yourself, wait, am I stupid? Or was this an insanely good / bad call, right? This is what you see from Hulisang. Now, for Chasey, so Chasey is a really interesting player. I have him here. Haven't seen him playing that much. He used to be on Damwon and Damwon Challenger in Korea. He's still 21, so he has quite some time to develop his skills. He played for X7 Esports, which is a British organization. Not a lot of known names here apart from Kasing. Doesn't have a lot of trophies or success so far. But yeah, it will be quite interesting to see how he develops his game. One of the rookies also to keep an eye on, especially in this roster. He started as a mid laner, which is something to mention. He started as a mid laner, played in the Casper Cup for DRX, but then moved to top. So yeah, it will be interesting. A new face, an import. So yeah, always good to see foreign players coming to the LEC. Mad Lions, I don't know. I don't think that was like the whole acquirings of Chasey, Karzi, and Hulisang are somewhat of an upgrade. I would say maybe good, but not the best. Let's say it this way. So it's literally just a line for them. Now, next roster, bye Misfits. This is super sad, guys. I mean, Misfits are out. Unfortunately, they sold their place in the LEC to Team Heretics, which meant the whole roster was going to change. But we have a new roster. Hey, it's Evie in the top lane. No, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I love this guy. I think back on DFM, he was the star player. He tried his best, but it was far from enough. I think this guy has a lot of potential. I don't know how he communicates, whether his English is good or bad, no idea. But I think this guy definitely has a lot of potential to be developed, even though he has been around for quite some time. He brings interesting picks to the top lane. I mean, we saw his Lilia top, which was kind of a surprise pick, even though it didn't work out. And paired with Yankas, I think those two can actually lead their more inexperienced teammates, because we see here that we have three rookies. We have Ruby, Jack Spectra, and Hersa. And just quickly for Ruby, so he is a Korean mid laner. The last team he played for was Unicorns of Love Sexy Edition. So obviously this is the UOL Challenger Academy, I don't know how you call it, and that's my phone. I'm really sorry for this one. I forgot to turn down the volume. So you can see that he played in the PCS, but didn't find much success there. He qualified for the 2022 Spring Play-ins, played in the main event, lost to Carmen Corp, which were back in the days quite good. Then played in the first division, first places. They actually beat Schalke, but an interesting player. Haven't seen that many games of him. He's not that young. He's like 24, so would be quite interesting to see how he performs. this split. Jack Spectra has been the face for Team Heretics in the last couple of years. He's their franchise player, so yeah, high expectations for him to perform well. Overall, Team Heretics, I would say, not bad. Yeah, with Evie and Yankos, it will really depend. But yeah, not bad. Now, a second change among the LEC teams are Rogue. They will be rebranded to KOI. So KOI is the new Spanish organization that is coming to the LEC. We have only one change. It's Odoamne going out for Shigenda. Another super team here. I said it, another super team. Now, Rogue popped off last split. I mean, they have been popping off for quite some time already. I think that's not a huge change. I mean, Shigenda is somewhat of a similar top laner to Odoamne. He plays some aggressive picks. He plays some tanky picks. I think Odoamne's voice was quite massive on this Rogue roster in terms of not only shot calling, but just communication, just overall atmosphere and everything. It will be interesting to see whether Shigenda can fill this role. I don't think so, but for Rogue, I would say down with a little, just because Odoamne is a huge player, right? And I mean, Shigenda has still so much to prove. But overall, definitely a top 3 team together with the Excel roster and the FNATIC roster. Probably G2 as well, so top 4. Okay, so next are SK Gaming. Here we have 3 changes. It's Genax, Jezu, and Treats going out of the roster, and we have Irrelevant, Exakik, and DOS. Yeah, Irrelevant coming from Misfits. Not really excited for this roster in particular. I think they have some potential, especially after acquiring the LDOC bot lane. So I mentioned to you 1-1. No, it was not 1-1-3. Whatever. Anyway, Exakik and DOS have been really decent in their play, at least throughout the last LFL split. I've seen a couple of games. They have potential. It will be quite interesting how they convert from French League of Legends to European League of Legends. I mean, the LEC League of Legends, which obviously has some differences. Certus, Gilias, they will definitely have to lead this team together with Irrelevant. I mean, Irrelevant already has some experience. So, yeah, I would say somewhat of a rookie roster. I don't know how to say it. Maybe rookie with a couple of guys that never managed to reach the top. I would say middle to bottom of the pack, maybe, for SK Gaming. Yeah, I don't think it was an upgrade. Maybe a fresh air in the room for them with those 3 players, but we'll see. So the last 2 teams, French organizations. First we have Team BDS. They actually decided to remove nearly the whole roster and only leave Nuclearant, which was expected. I felt like Nuclearant on that roster was the only guy to actually do something. They had a really bad summer split. And we're going to have Adam going back to the LEC together with Crowny and Labrov. Now, this is a little bit more promising in terms of new, younger talent, which we've already seen, I guess. I mean, Adam kind of disappeared from the LEC. He was put on BDS Academy, completely destroyed the LFL, and now he's coming back to once again prove himself. For Crowny and Labrov, also other players that are looking to redeem themselves and show why they deserve to be in the highest level of European League of Legends. And yeah, for Shio, he is also another new player coming to the LEC. He's also coming out of BDS Academy, played there. I mean, yeah, a lot of second and third places on Tier A League of Legends championships. So it will be interesting. I think he's one of the more promising junglers. Also a young talent, I would say, just 21 years of age. So it would be interesting to keep an eye on BDS. I don't expect them to do great things. Probably an upset here and there, which can shake the standings, especially in the new format. So for BDS, I would say, it's okay, just okay. And our final team, it's Vitality. Once again, French organizations are going for big changes here. Alfari, Haru, Karzi, Labrov all out of the Vitality roster. We have two rookies. We have Photon and Bo. So Photon is the top laner for T1's Academy team. An extremely solid player if you've seen his games. I definitely think that he is probably the next superstar. I'm gonna call it here. Yeah, definitely the next superstar, as long as he can show his potential. I mean, I've said it many times for several different players that I mentioned before, but Photon definitely a player to keep an eye on. I think he's similar to Huni back in the days when he came to FNATIC as a rookie top laner coming out of T1's Academy. For Bo, the situation is a little bit different. I mean, he's a Chinese League of Legends player, played for FBX. He was on the inactive roster for quite some time. That was because he was actually banned. Yeah, he was indeed banned. I don't remember for what actually. Match fixing. Yeah. He was banned for match fixing, but still everyone says that this guy is quite insane. So it would be interesting to see how he transitions from LPL to the LEC, because we know that in the past those changes have not worked out. In terms of bot lane, we have Neon and Kaiser. Now, Neon and Kaiser have been around the scene for quite some time. I don't know how this one will go. I think Burks can lead this team into something good, but it will really depend on how the bot lane communicates with the top lane, right? Because what we have here is a European that speaks English perfectly. Then we have Neon and Kaiser, also two people that speak English perfectly. Then we have a Chinese jungler and a Korean top laner, right? I mean, those two will probably go along quite nicely with each other, and it will be really dependent on whether one of them speaks English. We remember back in the days when Huni and Rainover joined Fnatic that Huni's English was not that good, so Rainover had to translate, and this turned out working for the team. So we might have a similar situation. I would say an upgrade, especially considering Vitality's performance last split, but depending on the English communication. Really nice. Okay, guys. I think this is it. Yeah, we covered all the teams. Maybe what I can do for you is just one last thing. Maybe say who's going to be top what. I think from what we've seen so far, I think... let me just see if I missed someone. This will be awful. Okay, so 10th place goes to SK Game, I guess. Let me just see once again the roster so that I can be more concrete with my predictions. Ooh, we have oh my god, guys, this will be so hard. Oh my god. Okay, then we have, I think, SK Gaming 10, then we have Team PDS, then Escape. I think. Who do we have? I'm gonna put Mad Lions. I don't know. I just feel like this roster would not work out. Then I'm gonna put Astralis. Then on 6th I'm gonna put Vitality. This is obviously question marks, right? I mean, vitality can either be 6th or can be 8th. So yeah, those three we can make some changes potentially. But I'm gonna put them in 7. Then we're going to put on 6th. Who do we have on 6th? That's a good question. Oh, actually, do we have Team Heretics though? I don't know. Oh my god, this is like the middle of the pack is definitely hard to predict, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna put Team. Oh, that's actually 5th. Sorry, Heretics, or maybe just maybe Astralis. Oh my god, guys, I'm so hyped on Astralis. I'm gonna switch. I definitely believe in Astralis. I'm gonna put Heretics here, and I'm gonna put Astralis here. Like, call me crazy. Call me crazy. You heard it here. Astralis entering playoffs. Oh my god. And from here, we have to put top 1. Who's going to be top 1? I have absolutely no clue. I have absolutely no clue. I would put G2. I'll put G2. I think they have a lot of potential. I would put. Who do I put? I think FNATIC 3rd. I would love to see FNATIC popping up, but it's really dependent on REKKLES. I think they have some potential. I'm gonna put Excel, and who's the last team remaining here? I'm missing one. Oh, it's Koi. Yeah, obviously it's Koi. So I'm gonna put Koi here, and that's it, guys. This is my prediction for how at least the first split will turn out. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. It turned out to be a little bit longer than expected, but we covered all the rumors, all the players. I made an analysis. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. You will help me a lot. Leave a comment, leave a like or dislike if you didn't like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.